What if you are no longer sexually attracted to your wife? I mean, it's not our fault. When you're done, you're done. So if you're not sexually attracted to your wife, and then this hot woman who looks like something from your fantasy comes into your life, or, I don't know, becomes your secretary, what are you going to do? Deny that you want to be with her? Deny that you fantasize about her? Think about it. Come on. What if you fall in love with another woman who has qualities your wife doesn't? Then you have to keep it a secret from your wife. What if you love another and can't stop thinking about her? What then? But that never happens, right? Well, according to society, it doesn't. So what's society right? You tell me. An artificial marriage contract cannot control your heart, feelings, or lust. But of course, society forgot to tell you that one, didn't they? When you are married, you can never experience the thrill of a chase again, or love at first sight, or the moment of that first kiss, not without being unfaithful to your spouse. You are not supposed to experience that electric bolt you feel when you touch a beautiful woman for the first time. No more sexual adrenaline rushes for you. Nothing in marriage can replace such things, for marriage does not promote such stimulation. Marriage is nothing but monotonous routine kept stable just for children, not for you. Also, when your life becomes a routine with no variety, time goes by faster. Your life slips by faster, and you get old before you know it, never having experienced more variety or adventure. Think about that. Remember that. Number 3, marriage does not necessarily make you happier. It just keeps you looking normal to society and your peers. Most marriages do not result in lasting happiness. Couples either argue or just tolerate each other out of commitment. The myth of happily ever after has been disproven endlessly, yet people still fucking believe it. I mean, there is no perfect world. Everything in life has trade-offs and opportunity costs. When you gain something, you lose something. Marriage is not what it's cracked up to be. It may bring you some things, such as stability and a family to raise, if that makes you happy. But it takes away other things like personal fucking freedom, privacy, adventure, other women, other men, travel time, variety in life, time to develop your soul, what fucking ever, everything. You're always going to be happy about some things, but unhappy about others. After you get married, somewhere down the line, you're going to miss the freedom of being single. You're going to want to feel like a fucking nut. So, you develop yourself into a little bit of a rut where you've given your whole life away to an enslaving job, a nagging wife or husband, spoiled fucking kids, and a monotonous routine sexless life. Your playtime will consist of clinched family outings with kids, not the fun and freedom you enjoyed in your youth. Oh my God, people are going to kill me. Anyway, number 4, divorce rates are high and rising. In America, the divorce rate has risen to 50 to 60%. If you know there's a high probability of this happening, then why the fuck would you promise to stay together till death do you part? Wouldn't you be lying to yourself and others? Besides, how many people can be 100% sure of something or fucking anything? The thing is divorce is expensive, complicated, and fucking messy. Many men lose half their property, assets, or all of it. It ruins life. Many of my friends say that marriage was the biggest mistake of their lives. Well, now, I have to agree with them on that one. Why go through all that trouble? Why not just avoid all that by not getting married? Especially with the previous reasons mentioned. Why would you? Why waste all the money? Why go through all that trouble? Why risk losing your hard-earned assets? It doesn't make any fucking sense. Just because society fucking says so. Fuck society. Number 5, a man or a woman could lose their property, assets, and children in a divorce. Mostly men, though. Many divorces end in a man losing his house, assets, children, all going to the mother since the courts tend to favor them. A man can lose everything, leaving him in grief, depression, and even fucking suicide. A divorced man who has lost a lot is not going to be desirable to women. Therefore, a man stands to lose a lot or everything in a marriage, while a woman stands to gain a lot. Not fair, of course, but ask yourself this. What advantage is there for a man in marriage? Nothing. Nothing. Now, going off his beaten script for just 1 second, he's exactly fucking right. There is nothing logical for a man to be married for. There's nothing. We get nothing out of it. Well, maybe some tax breaks or something. I don't know. I mean, isn't it better to keep your property and assets separate? Jeez, I mean, you see how society complicates things and gets into your own affairs? Stupid, isn't it? So just avoid it then. It's that simple. Stop being a conformist and caring what others fucking think of you. I mean, look at the big picture and you'll see it's a raw deal for men. Marriage protects women and children at the expense of men, who are expendable. It gives security to women and stability to children, but nothing to men. That's because society cares about women and children, but not men. So don't let them take advantage of you. Zsa Zsa Gabor once said, "I am a marvelous housekeeper. Every time I leave a man, I keep his house." Number 6, marriage is artificial and unnatural. This I agree with. Love is a wonderful natural thing between two people that cannot be expressed in words. It lets you experience your biggest highs and lowest fucking lows. That's the fucking truth. It is highly personal, too. Now what does that have to do with an artificial government contract? Nothing. So why does society say it does? Because society wants to control you. So you see, look, I'm starting to get email. It's just ringing in now. I will get to you guys in tomorrow's show where I will cover all of the emails, all the dirty ones, and I know that women are listening right now are sending to me, and guys that are agreeing, going, "Fuck yeah, I'm calling it off." So, for the most part, you see, it doesn't take much sense to invoke an artificial contract into a relationship or love affair. Why not let love bloom, run its natural course, however long that may be, and die out on its own? Why try to force people to stay together with an artificial binding contract, even if they shouldn't? That's imprisonment. It interferes with the natural cycle and flow of things, and with human will, too. Love cannot be controlled or tied down with a fucking contract. Furthermore, it is reckless to swear an oath to love one person for love. You can't keep that promise any more than you can swear to only eat fried rice for fucking life. It's unrealistic, unnatural, and unnecessary. And finally, number 7. Marriage takes away your freedom. Oh, shit. From a certain point of view, marriage is essentially servitude to your spouse, to your relationship, and the family as well. It is not freedom. You cannot just do whatever you want, whenever you want to fucking do it. Or put your own interests first. In fact, you must appease your spouse by conforming to her wishes and standards, or his, and accept his or her friends and in-laws, or at least fucking pretend to. You cannot make decisions as an individual anymore, but must seek her consent on everything. Now, this goes for men and women, too. You must run everything by them. Many men in America even refer to their wife as the boss. I don't know, for some reason. Gotta ask her. Bullshit. And of course, if you marry, you are not free to love other women, date them, or even befriend them. Ethically speaking, that is. I mean, Your wife will not even be comfortable with you having any other female friends, even if they're innocent ones. For she will always be suspicious of them and watch how much attention you give them. What this means is that all female contacts are fucking off. Cut them off. Except your wife. Unless she approves of them or you spend time with them only around your wife. Therefore, you are not free to do what you want in terms with other women. Furthermore, your wife will expect you to keep a stable job to provide money and security for her and any children you may or may not have together. Unless you really love your job, it is basically slavery in a private dictatorship. But what if you don't like your job? What if you get tired of your job and you want to take off and travel the world or move somewhere else and decide you don't want fucking children? God, that's me right there. Unless your wife agrees, it is hard for you to do that. You kind of have to do what she says most of the time, hence no freedom for you. What this means is that if your dream is to have a life full of adventure, travel, freedom, then don't get fucking married. Because marriage is going to take that shit all away from you, unless you're lucky enough to find a partner who shares your same lifestyle. What I've never understood is why anyone would want to give up a life of freedom, traveling, and dating different hot women for the boring, monotonous, routine life of fucking marriage. Responsibility and fucking raising family. It just doesn't make any sense. In the latter, your freedom is totally gone, and you are tied down into commitment, obligation, and responsibility, which people call life. Ooh, life. Why would anyone choose such a predicament, let alone be fulfilled by it? Such a lifestyle embodies nothing but routine, burden, and imprisonment. The former is obviously 1,000 times more fun, exciting, and interesting, and pleasurable than the latter. So why would anyone choose the latter? I don't fucking understand. It's mind-boggling. I mean, could it be because Mother Nature has programmed people to want to raise a family, to ensure the survival of the human race? Is that the only reason? Or because society told people that raising a family was the purpose of life, and so people just fucking followed it? I just don't understand normal people, I guess. Therefore, never made sense to me. Am I liberated or crazy? Don't know. It's funny how people always want to hear that they have freedom or political freedom, rather. But then they allow what society taught them by getting a job and raising a family. They reduce their freedom to zero and don't even think about it. It's like people want to hear that they have freedom, but they don't want actual freedom itself. It's kind of weird and ironic, isn't it? So, you see, there are many good reasons not to marry. Many disadvantages, risks, and opportunity costs that could turn out to be a mistake with disastrous consequences. Now, I'm not saying that marriage is wrong for everyone. No one thing is right or wrong for anyone. But the thing is, society never tells people about the consequences, disadvantages, and opportunity costs of marriage, and that's a bad fucking thing. So, once you consider them first before getting married and weigh them out, after that, the decision is ultimately up to each person. I'm not trying to tell anyone what to do. I'm just informing them of what society won't. And he ends with, thanks for hearing me out. Very interesting. I mean, whether you agree with it or you don't agree with it, it is interesting. And he makes a lot of it. I'm just going to say interesting points. Oh my God. Well, I'm going to give you a little bit of Ned. I've had emails about Ned. I'm going to give you some Ned. And then we'll come back and we'll wrap up everything. All right? I'm going to give you about 4 minutes of Ned causing some shit. All right. This is the Atheist Agenda, and it is 11/15/2013. And thanks for joining us. And here's Ned.
Bullshit. Yes. All right, here we go. We were both young when I first saw you. You dropped your pants and your private parts were oh so bare. You didn't have no pubic hair. We hit the town and you lifted your dress up. You're on a bar stool and you fuck yourself with a dildo for a line of blow. I was your Romeo when I had a camera and my daddy said, stay away from horse.